Well, good evening, brothers and sisters, on this Motzei Shabbat. Shalom to you all, and I hope all is well. Interesting conversation. Lots of interesting conversations in the Brit HaChadashah in the New Testament, primarily in the Synoptic Gospels, chiefly in Habesurah al-Pi Yohanan, in the Gospel of John chapter 8. It's Yeshua HaMashiach, Melech HaMashiach, and he's having a conversation with the good old Prushim, the Pharisees, the Prushim. Chapter 8, verse 39, the whining begins. The Pharisees say, Avraham hu Avinu. Avraham is our father. Yeshua responds, Im b'nei Avraham atem. If you all are truly the sons of Abraham, you know the story. You would do the works of Abraham. So you say that you are b'nei Avraham. Really? You are the sons of Abraham. Really? So, I want to offer this to you. There is a certain weight that comes along with making a statement. If you today believe, in fact, that you are the sons and daughters of Abraham, then you should look like your father. You should have some resemblance, yes? The Pharisees didn't think so. The Prushim didn't think so. So what are the works of Abraham, and where exactly, or what was exactly in the mind of Yeshua? What block of scripture was he thinking of when he said to them that you would do the works of Abraham? I am only a man who is simply trying to tell you the truth that he has received from the Father, but you want to kill me. This Abraham did not do. So I want to offer you this little tidbit of fact found in Bereshit Perek Yud Chet, Genesis chapter 18, and it is a snippet or a snapshot of the works of Abraham. But keep this in mind before we start. Keep this in mind. This scripture speaks more than just to the works of Abraham. The works of Abraham were indicative of what? His spiritual state. The works that he did was a reflection of the intangible and the invisible state of his spirit. Let's see how you and I match up. And having said thus, Shalom lachem anashim tovim uvruchim habaim la'arutz hakatan sheli hayom today. Today, in the second installment of Uncut Torah, Lelo tosafim, without additives, Lelo chomrim mishamrim, and without preservatives. This is just a clear look at Torah, and you are looking at actually a copy from the miniature scroll that I shared with you in my previous video, Favorite Things, where you enjoyed my lovely singing. All right? And I want to show you very briefly the works of someone like Avraham and lining that up side by side with who he truly was, okay, as a man, as a human being. And let's see how we stack up. I already know that I fail, and I fail constantly. Constantly. But let's review in this one snapshot the works of Abraham, okay? This is what Yeshua was expecting from people who made the claim that we are sons and daughters of Abraham. Okay, you ready? Let's go. Vayera elav Adonai be'elonei mamre vehu yoshev petach ha'ohel kehomayom. And appeared to him, did Adonai, among the terebinth trees of Mamre, vehu, and he, meaning Avraham, yoshev petach ha'ohel kehomayom. He sat in the opening of the tent in the heat of the day. Stop. He's almost 100 years old. He's coming fresh off of circumcision, and he's sitting in the opening of the tent in the heat of the day in the middle of the desert. It's hot. Stinging circumcision. No disrespect, but you get the idea. He's not feeling well. Associated with circumcision is everything from irritation, agitation, fever, and whatnot. So he's an aged and old man who's in pain. He's ailing. Okay? וישא עיניו וירא, והנה שלושה אנשים ניצבים עליו. And he lifted up his eyes and saw, and behold, shlosha anashim, 3 men, nitzavim, they are standing resolutely over him. What does this mean? More than just standing over him, they have presented themselves. Nitzav, think of the word nitzav, think of the Hebrew word matzeva, a standing stone, Remember, Yaakov Avinu, Jacob our father, went to sleep and had the dream about the ladder. He used a rock as a pillow. After the dream, he stood the rock up and made a matzeva, a standing stone, a marker, okay? So they're standing resolutely over him. Vayar vayaratz likrata mipetach ha'ohel vayishtahu artza. And he saw and he ran. Look at that verb, vayaratz. And he ran likratam toward them from mipetach ha'ohel, okay, from the opening of the tent, and he bowed himself all the way down to the ground. He's on all fours, ladies and gentlemen. So a little side information here. Avraham, that we're talking about here, by today's standard, is a multi-millionaire twice over. He has the cattle, which means he has the meats. Sorry, Arby's. He has the meats, he has the hides for clothing, to make tents, X, Y, and Z. He has the milk, he has all of these things. Okay? So he's a multimillionaire. Remember, a couple of chapters from here, we will find out that he has 318 fighting men that he raised within his own house. He did not send them out to fight the kings and to recover his nephew Lot. He led them. So Avraham was not soft by any stretch of the imagination. So he's a millionaire. He has his own private army, and his contingency is so big that he never stayed within the walls of anyone's city. He has been in pain from circumcision, and he's old, sitting in the heat of the day, and he runs out, greets strangers, falls down on his face and prostrates himself down on all fours to the ground. And then this is what he does. How are you lining up so far? So you say you're sons of Avraham. Vayomar, and he said, Avraham, Adonai, imna matzati hen be'einecha, al na ta'avor me'al avdecha. If now I have found favor in your eyes, please don't pass your servant by. Remember that, you guys, from your old choir days? While on others thou art calling, do not pass me by. Then he goes on and says, Yukahna me'at ma'im v'rahatsu raglechem v'hisha'anu tahat ha'etz. Take now a little water and wash your feet. And v'hisha'anu, kick back, lean, literally lean back, tahat ha'etz, under the tree. Okay, so he wants to feed them. Kick back, wash your feet. Let me hurry and bring you some water. Then he says, kick back in the shade underneath the tree. Okay, take a little piece of bread, okay? And satisfy your hearts or satisfy your souls. Afterwards, Afterwards, go on your way, because now you have graciously passed over your servant. Here comes the further actions of Avraham Avinu. Watch this. Vayomru ken ta'aseh ka'asher dibarta. They said, yeah, go ahead and do what it is that you have said. Vayimaher, and hurried. Vayimaher Avraham ha'ohela el Sarah. He ran toward the tent to Sarah, vayomer, and said, Mahori shlosh se'im kemahsolet. Hurry and measure 3 measures of fine flour, lushi, kneaded, like dough, K-N-E-A-D, right? Kneaded, lushi, vasi ugot, and make cakes. What else does Avraham do? Let's look. Ve'el habakar rats. There's that verb again, rats. He runs. And to the cattle ran Avraham, rats Avraham, vayikach ben bakar rachvatov. And he selected and took a young calf, tender and good. What else? Vayiten el hana'ar vayimaher la'asototo. And he gave it to the young lad so that he could prepare it. Watch this. And we're almost done. Vayikah and he took butter. Vehalav. Let me cheat my viewer down here just a little bit. Okay, what did he do? Vayikah and he took the butter, vehalav and the milk, uven habakar and the young tender calf, asher asa that he had prepared, vayiten lifnehem vehu umed alehem tahat ha'etz vayochelu. We're finished. We're finished. Now, he took the butter, right here, himma, vayika himma, and he took butter, the halav, and the milk. So he took the dairy, and the meat together, okay, asher asa, which he had prepared, vayiten lifnehem, and he put it before them, vehu omed alehem, and he stood over them, meaning he waited on them hand and foot. He stood over them as they leaned underneath the tree after he ran and put all this stuff together, okay? Only thing that he didn't do, he gave the calf to the young man, to the na'ar, el hana'ar, to the young man, and he put it all together. He set it before them, the milk and the meat together, and they ate it. That's another video, and you can find about it in the comments section. But he stood over them. He stood over them while they ate, okay? He waited on them hand and foot. So, how do we measure up? More than just faith, to say that we are the sons and daughters of Avraham Avinu, more than just faith, the works have to come along with it. The spirit has to be there first, the heart. The true spirit has to be there first, and then the works will be the byproduct of that spirit. The Prushim in the first century CE did not present that. Their words did not match up to their action. And keep in mind, Avraham understood the moment of his visitation, right? Because one of the three people that presented themselves there, he called to them Adonai. Adonai. So he recognized his visitation and that he was being visited. He was being visited. So in the moment of the visitation of the Prushim in the first century, not only did your actions not match up with your words, but you did not even recognize the moment of your visitation. That's it, everybody, for this edition of Uncut Torah. As I say, lelo tosafim, without additives, velelo chomerim shamrim, and without preservatives. Clean, pure, uncut Torah. Okay? And if we are the sons and daughters of Abraham, can we carry, harbor, and teach hate from our hearts? No, we cannot. No, we cannot. Can we walk around wholesale hating an entire people group or multiple people groups? No, we cannot. We are deceiving ourselves. Okay? Any tree that does not produce good fruit is good only to be plucked up and thrown into the fire. He who has ears, let him hear, that the world may know that we are the Talmidim of Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua Minatzeret, okay, and that we are to be melach va'or, salt and light to the entire world. I hope that this video has been a blessing to you in some form or matter, for reproval, for correction, for inspiration. And please consider liking this video so that others will have an opportunity to see it. And if you have not already, consider subscribing to my tiny channel. Until next time, Shalom Lachem.